Most heists rely on weapons, disguises, or split-second timing, but the biggest cash heist in human history required none of that. No guns, no explosions, no alarms, just a name and a handwritten note. This is the incredible true story of how a dictator's son walked into a central bank and walked out with $1 billion in cash just hours before a war began. It was March 18th, 2003. Baghdad was silent but tense. A countdown was underway. A 48-hour ultimatum had been issued, and everyone knew the situation was about to explode. Inside government circles, one thing had become clear. Control over the country's money would soon collapse. The Central Bank of Iraq, supposedly a fortress of national wealth, suddenly became a target, not for thieves, but for the people who already controlled it. At 4 in the morning, 3 massive trucks rolled quietly up to the central bank's entrance. The streets were empty. The air was heavy. A single man stepped out. He wasn't armed. He wasn't masked. He simply carried a folded piece of paper. Inside, he handed that note to bank officials. It was a handwritten order from Saddam Hussein himself, requesting an immediate emergency withdrawal of nearly $1 billion for safekeeping. That piece of paper was unquestionable authority. For the next 5 hours, employees loaded pallet after pallet of $100 bills into the trucks, an estimated $920 million in US currency, and another $100 million in euros. Workers filled crates, stacked bundles, and watched the trucks slowly fill with cash. No resistance, no gunshots, no alarms. Just the quiet mechanical loading of the largest cash haul ever recorded. By sunrise, the trucks drove off into the pre-war chaos and vanished. In the weeks that followed, investigators searched everywhere. Eventually, US soldiers discovered around $650 million hidden behind the walls of one of Saddam's lavish estates. But not everything was recovered. Roughly $350 million had disappeared without a trace. Where did it go? Some believe it funded armed groups in the early days of conflict. Others think it was smuggled out of the country entirely, and some say it's still buried somewhere in the desert, untouched, forgotten, waiting. The masterminds behind the billion-dollar note would never reveal the truth. But the unanswered question remains: how does one of the largest piles of cash in human history simply vanish? If you enjoyed this cinematic investigation, make sure to like the video and subscribe to Vantel. New heist stories every week, and each one stranger than fiction.